folks. Welcome to the channel Rockin' the Country. I'm Don, where I react to non-pop country music. Can be Americana. This song here I've classified as Americana. I listened to about 10 seconds of it or so just to make sure that it is sort of appropriate for the channel, because I do predominantly traditional country music reactions. But I also do Western, bluegrass, Cajun, folk, red dirt, and so on. It just can't be pop country. And so underneath the umbrella of country, I, of course, include Americana. Now, Atlanta Rhythm Section, I think they had a song, was it like Pick Up the Pieces or something like that, from way back. And I did not consider them country at all back then. That's partly why I listened to a little bit of this one. And I'm going to put it in the Americana section. Well, I don't have a playlist of that, but I'll call it that. Rough at the Edges. John O'Dowd made a gift for me to do this one. So, John, thank you for this gift and request. But John said this, and this caught my attention as well, that he loves this song, what it's about, and it's about sort of hero worship. But there's a different take on hero worship in this, so I'm not going to spoil it for you. But when it's something other than what it might appear to be, let's put it that way. All right, thank you for this gift, John, and this request. And I'm curious to see what the rest of the song was about, because I really don't know. One song really by them. It's a country bass line.
McKenzie was a hero of mine. He was an outlaw all of his life. Mama used to scold me, don't you hang out with that cowboy. No doubt about it, he was rough at smooth on the draw. Mama didn't like it. He was rough at the edges, but he rode the finest stallion I ever saw. Sweet satin ladies on a Saturday night. You've never seen such a beautiful sight. Oh, how I love it. Rough at the edges, I could not detect a flaw.
That's all right.
Oh, dusty cowboys, rough at the edges, rough at the edges, but smooth on the draw. Rough at the edges, but smooth on the draw.
Where they're going with this.
Ride, Joe Bob.
Ride, Joe Bob.
Until this day, I bet he's still busting broncos across that prairie in the sky.
Oh, he died.
I won't forget him if I live to 100. Now, Joe Bob McKenzie was a hero of mine. Rough at the edges, but smooth on the draw. Rough at the edges, but smooth on the draw. He rode the finest stallion I ever saw. He was rough at the edges, but smooth on the draw, yeah.
That was fascinating. absolutely put that in Americana. I mean, the storyline was all of that. Even some of the guitar in the end there was like, yeah, I can see some other musicians putting this in their songs, playing the guitar that way. And Chris Ledoux popped into my mind, rightly or wrongly, but this fascinating idea. But when we're younger, we do latch on to simple things in others that we admire. I mean, why did the Marlboro Man and the cigarette commercials sort of like take off and get into the American psyche about how cool it was to be a cowboy smoking a cigarette? Brilliant ad campaign. It's stuck. Everybody knows, even today, who the Marlboro Man is. I think he's still on the cart, the cigarette package and all that stuff. It's a certain we invest ourselves in very simple ideas. And the boy loved this guy. He had a beautiful stallion. He was a cowboy. His mother didn't like him because he was rough at the edges. The mom clearly wanted something else. Her son to follow somebody else, to admire somebody else as a hero. And I think that's what you were talking about, John. But I was kind of expecting this guy, I think his name was Joe Bob, what was it, Joe Bob McKenzie or Joe Bob Montgomery, to go off the rails. He was quick on the draw, we found out. So I'm thinking he's going to shoot somebody. And what a mistake to worship this guy, to have him set up as a hero when he's just an outlaw. But he didn't do anything bad. He was just breaking Broncos. That was his deal. But the mom didn't want that for her son. And I understand that. If you want a different life for your kid, you don't want them following people that a lifestyle that may not be your idea of what's good for your kid. But, when you're younger, if you're living right, you're going to make mistakes and get in trouble. And that sounds like an oxymoron to say if you're living right, you're going to get in trouble. But you got to push the envelope. You have to push the envelope in life. And you're going to push it too far sometimes. And the world's going to kick back. Or your parents are going to kick back. Or your teachers or your friends. Or somebody's going to punch you in it. Whatever the deal. Or you're going to get fired from a job. Whatever. Got to try things. I mean, you're going to invest in stocks that the companies go under. But you got to play the game in life, and staying entirely within the rules. There's safety in that. Yeah, it's nice to never get a speeding ticket in your lifetime. Yes, it's nice not to see the lights on behind your car and you get pulled over and all the people in traffic are looking over and staring at you. And your heart rate is going because, like, what's the cop going to do? Is he going to let me go? Is he going to give me a ticket? Well, how's this going to roll? And it sucks in those moments. But you know what? If you're living right, you're going to have those moments. It's just that simple. For me, you got to push the envelope. That's what creativity is about. That's what artistry in songs is about. That's how you get new artists doing new songs and new concepts and new themes and new ideas in songs. It's entrepreneurial, and it may not work. Probably most songs don't work. There are millions of songs that you never hear, either because nobody else believed in them or they just weren't that good. But the artist tried, put the songs down, and every so often you get a Mike and the Mechanics in the Living Years, for example. They did that in their garage on a budget of, I think, $200 back in the day it was produced. And they had no idea that was going to take off. You don't know. So you got to get in trouble once in a while. You got to fail. You got to come up short. You got to go too long and you get called out on it. But this one was fun, John. I mean, surprisingly fun. I was worried because I really do try to keep the channel very well controlled as far as if it's not traditional country, at least it could be a song that won't offend people with traditional country sensibilities and preferences, put it that way. And folk, definitely people who like traditional are good with folk, good with bluegrass, generally good with Cajun, generally good with red dirt. And if not, they understand red dirt and what it's about. But this is a song that absolutely surprised me that I'm good with it. So I'm going to rate this thing. Jesus. The number that popped into my head, maybe it's on the enjoyment surprise factor, but was a 9.0. I enjoyed it. I liked the instrumentation, the harmonies, the storyline. We didn't get too much detail in it. Just the mom didn't like this guy and the kid did. Pretty simple. And I like it. So there you go. John O'Dowd from New Jersey, the state that I live in. Thank you for that. Have a great day, folks. I'll see you on another video and keep rocking the country.